On this task, it's all about calculating density, and we're going to be using the density equation, which is density equals mass divided by volume. To get us warmed up on the first question, we just need to work out the volume of the following cube. Because it's a cube, that we know that all sides will have the same length, which is 3 centimetres. And to work out the volume of a cube is the height times the width times the length. So it'll be 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3, which will give us 27. For the unit, well, our measurement is in centimetres, and because we are multiplying 3 times, our volume is cubic centimetres. Okay, so for our first question here, it gives us the cube with a size of 2 centimetres and a mass of 20 grams. We want to work out the density of the cube and give the units. Now you can see, first of all, if we want to use this equation, we first need to know the volume, and it's only given us the length of the sides. So to work out the volume of the cube, it'll be 2 multiplied by 2, gives us 8 centimetres cubed. The density, we can then sub our numbers into the equation, so the density D equals the mass, which is 20 grams, divided by 8 centimetres cubed. If we work that out, it gives us 2.5. We also need to give the units. Well, the units, we can see them in the equation. We're doing grams divided by centimetres cubed. So it's grams per centimetres cubed. If they don't give you a unit, you don't need to convert them into the standard unit. We can just go with what's in the question. For this equation, for the cylinder, it's asking us to work out the mass, and it's given us the density and the volume. So we need to think about how we can rearrange this equation to get mass on its own. So to do that, we're going to bring the volume over here. We're going to do the opposite. So instead of divide by volume, we're going to multiply. So we're going to get the density multiplied by the volume equals the mass. We can then substitute the numbers in. So the density is 14.2 multiplied by the volume of 5. And if we do that, we get 71. Because we're working out mass, our unit of mass that we're working with is kilograms. For the next question, we need to work out the volume of the cube. So again, we're going to need to think about rearranging this equation. So to get volume on its own, we want to bring density over here. So we're going to do the opposite. The opposite of multiply by density is divide by density. So we're going to get volume equals mass divided by density. And then we can just sub our numbers in. So the mass is 5, the density is 5, 5 over 5 gives us 1, and our volume here that we're working with is centimetres cubed. Finally, our last question, a little bit trickier. Can you work out the length of one side of this cube? It has a mass of 16 kilograms and a density of 0.25 kilograms per centimetre cubed. So we're going to need to work out the volume first, so we're going to use the equation that we just used. So the mass was 16 divided by the density, which is 0.25, which gives us a volume of 64 centimetres cubed. However, now we just want the length of one of the sides and not the total volume. So we need to think about how we can go back. And how we're going to do that is we'll take the cube root of 64. If we take the cube root of 64, it gives us 4. So the length of each side is 4. Think about our units, because it's a length, it'll be in centimetres. So if you were confident with those first questions, then you can calculate the density of the cubes. And if as you got down, you started to be able to confidently rearrange those equations, then you can fill this bit in over here. Well done.